Hi everyone, and welcome to your chair yoga practice. My name's Alex. It's lovely to see you all here. For this class today, you're going to need two things really. You're going to need a chair. It can be any type of chair. I've actually got a folding chair from our garden, which has seen better days, but I've cleaned it up and hopefully you won't be able to tell. You will also need something to make the chair comfortable if it isn't already. So I've got a cushion on this one because it's quite hard metal. And what I've got here is either a yoga block, if you've got one. If you don't have one, don't worry, lots of us don't. If you don't have a yoga block, what you are going to find is a stack of books. A stack of paperback books is ideal. I've got 6 here. That's probably about right, depending on how thick they are. If you've got War and Peace, you might not quite need so many, but you're going to grab yourself a stack of books. So if you just want to pause the video now and just make sure that you've got yourself comfortable chair, ideally a chair that doesn't have sides if you can, but if it does have arms, don't worry about it, we can work around those. So find yourself a chair. Make your chair comfortable. Grab yourself a blanket if you think you might get cold when we come to some stillness towards the end of the class. And a stack of books or your yoga block. And then the stack of books, just pop them somewhere you can reach them. So maybe on the floor beside your chair, or pop your chair next to a shelf or a sofa so you can just grab them straight from there. So if you want to, you're welcome to pause the video now and just go and grab the bits and pieces that you need. Okay, and then we'll get started. So when you're ready, you've got your stack of books, you've got your chair set up in a way that's comfortable. We'll come to sit down. We're actually not going to stand at all during this practice today. So it's a really nice practice to find a bit of stretch in the body, make a bit of space in the body, find a little bit of strength, a little bit of power, as always. But also, it's great if you're feeling like you're not that mobile today, or you're feeling like you need a day where you're not challenging yourself, you're not challenging your balance. So we're going to stay sitting down the whole time, so worth making sure that chair is really comfortable. And when you do come to sit down on your chair, try to sit sort of squarely in the middle of the chair so you're not leaning right back into it. You almost don't want to touch the back of the chair. You want to be sitting up of your own accord. You might just want to have a bit of a shuffle, a bit of a wiggle of your bottom to just make sure that it feels like you're sitting up tall on your sitting bones. So the 2 bony bits at the bottom, at the back of your hips there, you want them to be in contact with the chair. And something that I sometimes do is kind of grab and pull any flesh that might be in the way out of the way, so it really feels like you're nicely grounded on those sitting bones. From there, your hands can come to rest on your knees or in your lap, whatever feels comfortable for you. And we'll just spend the first few moments of our practice here just allowing us a little bit of time to drop into our body, to notice how our body feels. So if you want to, you're welcome to close your eyes. If closing your eyes doesn't feel comfortable, you don't have to. You can keep your eyes open if that suits you better. If you're keeping your eyes open, just see if you're able to soften your jaw, soften your temples, and soften the muscles of your cheeks slightly. So you're allowing your face to relax, your gaze to become soft. And from here, we're just going to start to draw our attention into the body. It's not always easy. Sometimes there's distractions, other things that are tempting to do to draw your mind away. But see if you're able to come to observe how your physical body feels. Often the first things that we notice are discomfort, pain, tension, stiffness, fatigue. Those things are very quick to pop into our mind. And if that's the case with you, if you're noticing, pain or stiffness or restlessness, make a little bit of space for it. Allow those feelings to be here. Notice them for what they are, and know that they're going to inform the way that you move today. So you move carefully, respectfully of those sensations that you're able to feel now. And then let those sensations go. Move your attention on to look for other things in the body. See if you're able to notice softness in the body. See if you can observe strength, power, and potential, the potential to move. And when you've built up a picture in your mind of how your physical body feels, you might start to notice other things which are less tangible, less obvious. Things like your mood and your energy level. And eventually you'll come to notice your breath. There's no need to change your breath. There's no need to try and deepen it or make it better. You just work with it as it is right now, observing the way it moves through the body, the ripple that it creates through the spine, lengthening you on your inhale breath, softening and relaxing you on your exhale breath. We're going to take 2 more breaths in quiet here. Last breath. And very gently, in your own time, we're going to start some small movements, beginning with the neck and the head. You don't have to even open your eyes for this. You might choose to keep them closed, but when you feel ready, you're going to allow your chin to drop right down to your chest. Lengthening up the back of the neck, stretching maybe the back of the neck and the top of the shoulders. And then next time you breathe in, you're going to look up towards the ceiling or the sky, lifting the chin and lengthening through the throat. As you breathe out, tuck the chin, round the chin in. You're going to look down, lengthening the back of the neck. And on your breath in, you'll reverse, lifting the chin, looking up towards the sky or the ceiling, tipping the head back as much as makes sense for you. So you don't have to send it back into a place that's uncomfortable. We'll do one more like that, breathing out to bring the chin right down to the chest, lengthen the back of the neck. Breathing in to lift and extend through the throat. And then breathing out, we'll come back to neutral. The head comes back to the center. We're going to do a similar thing but in a different direction. As you breathe in, you're going to look over towards your right shoulder. And as you breathe out, you'll float the head back through to center. See if you can keep the chin completely level with the floor. So you're not lifting or tipping the chin down. We'll do the same the other side. Breathing in, looking out over your left shoulder. Breathe out, bring the head back through to center. We're going to go one more time each side. Inhale, looking over towards your right, maybe challenging the distance that you can send the eyes back. So you can send the eyes back a little bit further than maybe the head can turn. Breathing out, bringing your head back through to center. Inhale, we'll look left. Again, send the eyes back. Stretching those tiny muscles around the eye. And then exhaling, coming back through to center. Last little movement for the neck is my favorite. We're going to drop when you're ready. The left ear towards the left shoulder as if you were on the phone in the crook of the neck there. Lengthening all the way down this right hand side of the neck, keeping the right shoulder really soft and relaxed. And it's your choice here about what you do with the chin. Some people like to tilt the chin down towards their armpit. Some people like the chin lifted up towards the ceiling a little bit. It's your choice. If this feels good, if this feels like a pleasant stretch, you might bring your right hand and just let it hang down beside the arm of the chair. The arm hanging really heavy. If this feels good and you like this sensation, you could choose, if you want to, when you're ready, to stretch the right arm out. Stretching the right arm out and away intensifies the sensation down the side of the neck. Don't forget, if it feels too much, it's overwhelming, you're going to come back to letting the arm hang or bring the hand back into the lap. You choose wherever you're up to. Take a last inhale breath here. And then bring the right hand back into the lap. Let the chin roll as if it were tracing the line of a necklace across the chest. Let the head hang back into the center. You're going to use the right hand here. Bring the heel of the right hand onto the forehead. And use that hand to lift the head back to upright. So you're keeping the muscles of the neck really soft and relaxed here. The right hand comes back into your lap. We'll do the same the other way. So when you're ready, you're dropping the right ear over towards the right shoulder as if you'd switch the side that you're holding the phone on. My head doesn't go very far this way. I'm not very good at demonstrating this side. But it should feel like an intense stretch down the left-hand side of your neck into maybe the top of your left shoulder. Allowing that kind of soft version of the stretch to kind of come into the body first and noticing how it feels. And if you like it, then you're welcome to hang the left hand down by your side. Hanging the left hand adds a bit of weight to the shoulder, draws the shoulder away from the ear and creates maybe a bit more stretch in the top of the neck. If that feels interesting, you might then choose to stretch out your left fingertips, reaching them out and away from the body, creating a bit of space all the way down from the ear to the shoulder. It's your choice how much or how little you work this. It could be a big stretch, it could be quite a relaxed stretch. Last inhale here. And then you're going to exhale and bring left hand back into the center. You're going to let the chin roll through. So the chin is tucked down to the chest. And then from there, you're going to use the left hand to bring the head back to upright. The left hand comes onto the forehead and gently lifts the head back up to the top. The left hand will then come down to find the lap. So the head should be back in neutral. We're going to take a little circle through the shoulder here. And we're going to start small, moving just the shoulders, and then we'll add on, including the whole arm. But when you feel ready, you're going to draw the shoulders right the way up to the ears as you inhale. Squeeze. Exhale, let the shoulders release down the back. You might need to move the hands here to get you a bit more space. As you breathe in, squeeze shoulders up to ears. Breathe out, let shoulders sink down your back. We'll go one more time like this, breathing in. Breathing out. Nice. From there, you're going to bring the fingertips onto the shoulders. If fingertips onto shoulders is a challenge for the wrists, you are welcome to just fold the arms in. You don't have to make that contact, you can just fold the arms in. You're going to imagine you're drawing circles with your elbows. The circles are going to come forwards and round. They're going to go back and down. So if you're working without the touch, you're still leading with the elbow, drawing those giant circles through the elbow, feeling those shoulder rolls. So it might be that one circle is not as even as the other, or it might be that one circle is a bit smaller than the other, or you might not be working with circles as big as the ones I'm demonstrating for you. I'm making this look quite big so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about, but you might choose to work a much smaller rotation. From here, we'll change direction, taking the elbows back the other way. They go round and up, tricky to get them going back, and then come down and forwards. We'll go a couple more times like that. They go round and back, a little bit tricky, coordination challenge. Arms come down and forwards. We'll go last time. Rolling through the shoulders, let the arms just unfurl and land in your lap. The shoulders should feel pretty soft, but if you need to give them a bit of a wiggle, you can do. Make sure everything feels comfortable. From here, we're moving into our classic yoga warm-up, but sort of done on a chair. So this is our cat-cow. It sort of lengthens and stretches out through the back. You probably recognise it. Your hands go on your knees for this one, and the fingertips want to be just over the kneecaps so you can use them to pull against. As you breathe in, you're going to lift up through your chest, lift up through your chin, and lengthen the front of the body. As you breathe out, you're going to push hands into knees, shoulders come to ears. As you tuck the chin to the chest, you'll round in. So we're going to keep that going, inhaling to lift, lengthen, to stretch out the front of the body. Exhaling to tuck the chin and round in. I'm going to spin round and show you it from the side. You're going to keep that going with your breath. So if you're still moving, go for it. Every inhale breath lifts and lengthens and stretches. Every exhale breath tucks the chin, arches the back and rounds you in. Inhale for length to lift. Exhale to tuck the chin and round. We're going to go for one more of these. Inhaling to lift and lengthen. Shoulders away from the ears at the top. Exhale, tuck the chin, round in, chin to chest. Pull the belly in. And then draw yourself back up to neutral, to a flat, neutral spine. You spin back around so you can see me. Amazing. We're going to incorporate that now into a longer warm-up for the body. So this is our kind of yoga flow, sitting on a chair. If any of this feels too much, if it creates a bit of head rush, slow down. You are welcome to go at your own pace. You don't have to follow the pace that I'm moving at. You can always go a bit slower than me and catch me up whenever you need to. So we'll start moving here, just making sure you're sitting upright in your chair, you're not leaning too much against the back of the chair, and you've got that control coming from your core muscles. So we'll breathe in and reach fingertips up towards the ceiling. As we breathe out, the hands are going to rain down in front as you bring the body down over the legs as much as makes sense for you. See if you can let the hands hang. Then hands go onto the knees. You'll inhale and rise up until you've got a flat back, a long spine. You'll exhale and fold down again, coming back over the legs. Maybe you'll let the hands hang. From there, hands onto the knees. Push yourself up so you can come into that cat-cow. Your inhale, lifting and lengthening. Your exhale, tucking and rounding. Inhale, the arms coming up and overhead. Exhale, hands track down through heart center. Nice. I'll flip around and show you that from the side. We're going to go through that twice more. So I'll do one from the side just so you can see how it looks if it was confusing to you. So find yourself sitting comfortably, back straight, belly draws in, and you'll inhale, the arms go up and overhead. Exhale, fold the body over the legs. Hands to knees. As you inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, fold your way back down. Hands to knees. Push yourself up so that you can inhale and lift the chest, lengthen through the front of the body. Exhale, tuck the chin, pull the belly in and round back, looking towards the belly button. And then from there, inhale, arms go up and overhead. Exhaling, hands draw down through heart center. Nice, we're going to do that one more time. This time we'll add something a bit different at the end. So finding yourself sitting steady, breath nice and steady. If you need to take a couple of easy breaths to come back to yourself here, you absolutely can do, noticing how this feels in your body. Your inhale, when you're ready, lifts the arms up and overhead. Your exhale bows the body down, long over the legs. You're folding as much as you're able to here. Let the hands hang. Hands to knees. You'll inhale a flat back, a long straight spine. Exhale, you'll fold again. Inhale, push yourself up so that you can lift the chest, the belly, the gaze. Find your cow. And then as you breathe out, push the knees away. So you can round into a cat back, tucking the chin, looking towards the belly button. Inhaling, the arms come up and overhead. And then breathing out, the hands come down through heart center. From here, we'll add something new. Inhale, draw the arms up and overhead. And as you breathe out, your left hand is going to come across to your right knee. Left hand to right knee. Right hand could find the back of the chair if there is space for that in the shoulder. It could hang down by your side, or maybe there's space for the right heel of the hand to sit on the side of the chair just beside your hip. We're moving into a twist through the body here. So every inhale breath, you're going to draw longer through the spine. Every exhale breath, you're going to turn the body more. And you might be able to look out in the same direction as the center of the chest. So keep the chin in line with the center of the chest as best you can. Every inhale breath for a bit of length. Every exhale breath to turn and rotate through the body. Nice. We'll go one more breath in this shape. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to turn. And then to draw yourself back to center, you're going to bring the arms back up overhead. Breathing in, arms come back to the top. Breathing out, you're going to turn the other way. Right hand comes across onto your left knee. Do that bit first and then worry about where you're going to put the left hand. I find it easier to work it out once I've come into the twist a little bit. So left hand could find the back of the chair if there's room for that. Could hang down by your side, or maybe the heel of the hand, my chair's not really big enough for you to see. The heel of the hand could rest on the side of the chair just beside your hip. Every inhale breath, you're going to lengthen up through the body. Every exhale breath, you're going to turn. Chin stays in line with the center of the chest as best you can. And never coming here into any sharp pain. Delicious stretching sensations are fine. A little bit of delicious discomfort is okay. Sharp pain is not where we want to be. Take a last breath here. Turn it in. And then drawing back through to center. Breathing in, arms up and overhead. Breathing out, hands down through the center line. Nice. Our next few shapes are going to combine together. We're going to come through our goddess pose to start with. So for goddess, we're going to take our feet nice and wide. So almost as if your thigh was going off in the direction of the corner of the chair on each side. So knees point out in the same direction as the toes. You might be able to see, yeah, you can see. I've turned my toes out, so they point in the same direction as my knees to keep my knees stable. If you need to, come a little bit further forwards on your chair. So you're sitting really upright. And I want you to imagine pushing down through the soles of the feet. Push down through the soles of the feet until the legs feel so strong that if somebody whipped the chair out from underneath you, you'd stay in this position. That's what you're aiming for. Nice, strong legs. Don't worry. Nobody's going to come and whip the chair out from underneath you. Even I don't think I could handle that. So pushing down through the feet, keep the legs nice and strong. Hands are coming into heart center. And this is our goddess pose to begin with. We're going to take a couple of breaths here, feeling length in the spine. Sit bones grounding down. Strong in the legs. One more. Very nice. Bring the right hand, the back of the right hand, onto the inside of the right knee. So back of the hand onto the inside of the right knee. And then from there, you're going to breathe in, and as if you were kind of drawing a bow and arrow with your left hand, you're going to open up across the center of the chest and extend out through the left arm. So back shoulder does as much as it can. It might be that it doesn't go all the way back, and that is fine. Work with what feels like your limit. If you're very, very bendy, chances are that back arm goes all the way around, but just make sure that you're not losing any strength. Keep that power in your legs. It's your choice here about what you do with your gaze in this open twist. You could look up at your top hand, but if that's no good for your neck, you can look down at your bottom hand. Take an inhale breath here, expand out. Take up more space, feel bigger, feel stronger. Nice. Last breath here. And as you breathe out, you're going to bend your right arm and put your right elbow on your right thigh. The right palm of the hand faces the ceiling. Keep that hand quite active if you can. From there, you're going to reset the left arm. Reach the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. They go straight up first. And then if there's space to do so, you're going to bring that arm over, reaching, so for your seated side angle. I want you to imagine I could put a ruler from the very tips of your left fingers all the way down to your left hip bone. So this line through the body is going to be perfectly straight. And again, it's your choice what you do with your gaze. You could look up at your top hand, or you could look down at your bottom hand. Maybe here you want to close the eyes and let the head hang a little bit, letting the neck stretch. Take a last breath in here. Breathing out. And on your next inhale breath, you're going to rise back to the top. Both arms come up and overhead if you can. Hands through to heart center as you breathe out. Very nice. Okay, so we'll do the same on the other side. Remembering only pushing your shoulders into what feels good. If you need to take a break from this position with the knees and stretch the legs out, this is your moment to do that. Have a bit of a wiggle if you need to. And then we'll reset. Feet firmly planted. Knees point out in the direction of your toes. Push down through your feet. Imagine somebody's going to pull that chair out and you're going to stay. Magically lifted up like this. Strong on your legs. Back of the left hand comes onto the inside of the left knee. And then when you're ready, almost imagine stroking the chest open with the right hand and extending out through the right arm. As much of a turn in the body here as makes sense for you. So find your sweet spot, the place where it feels comfy for you to be. Your choice about the gaze, remember, look up, down, or somewhere in between. Expanding out, feeling like you're taking up space, like you're strong and expansive here. Big breath in. Breathing out. Last breath. And then when you feel ready, bending up the left elbow, you're going to put the left elbow on the left thigh. Don't worry about the right arm. If it needs to come down and have a break, it can. Just set the left hand up. So the left hand is palm facing up towards the ceiling. It's pretty strong. When you're ready, reset through the right arm. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling first. And then when you're ready, flip the palm to face you and bring the hand down, looking for something like a straight line from right fingertips all the way down to your right hip bone, lengthening into your side angle. So long through the side of the waist, through the side of the rib cage, through the shoulder. Your choice about the head, look down, look up, or maybe close the eyes and let the head just hang. Breathing steady here. If you're holding your breath, you've come too far. You need to go back a little bit to a place where you can breathe. Take a last breath. And then when you're ready, both arms coming up and overhead with a breath in if you can. Hands track down through your heart center. Really nice. Okay, gently support the legs so the feet come back in close together. You might want a bit of a wiggle, a bit of a stretch here. And it's the moment you've all been waiting for to find out what the heck we're going to use those books for. So here we go. Here's finding out. So you're going to take your yoga brick, if you've got one, probably on its tallest setting. So tall setting just out in front of your feet. If you're not using a yoga brick, this is our stack of books moment. We're going to bring that stack of books out in front, get it so you can see it. There, that looks good. Let me shuffle my chair back a little bit so I'm not too close to my stack of books. So you want the stack of books between your big toes, just in front of your feet, between your big toes. I don't know if you can see what's on the top of my pile there, but who knew Bram Stoker's Dracula would come in real handy for a yoga class. I promise it's just a random selection I picked up off the shelf. So for this next shape, we're going to come into a seated pigeon pose. You might want to shuffle forwards a little bit. So you're on the edge of your chair with your sit bones really grounded down. You're using the core strength that we've just been firing up to hold the body up. Left foot is going to stay where it is, firmly planted on the floor. Right knee is going to come up, so the right foot is lifted off the floor. If you need to push the chair away for that to happen, that is cool. And then you're going to flex your foot, pull your toes back towards your knee, and put the little toe side of your foot down onto that stack of books. What's going to happen is your right knee is going to fall out to the side. And this might be it. You might need to take a couple of books away. You can lower down your stack if this feels intense. So what this is, it's a hip opening stretch, but it also works with the knee at an interesting angle and the ankle at an interesting angle. If this feels good to you, this feels very comfortable, you could add a couple more books if you want to, lift the foot up a little bit higher. Or if you've got loads and loads of room, you could catch hold of that foot and cross it up over onto your opposite knee. So you're looking for a straight line through the chin there. You can tell that my hips and the outsides of my thighs are a little bit tight because that knee pops up in the air just a touch. So that knee is softening down and away. Wherever you're working, your toes are flexed, pulling back towards your knee. I'm going to stick with this version on the books because it's more comfortable for me. Your knee is going out and down, softening out and down. steady out your breath. Again, if you're holding your breath, it might be that the posture is too intense and you need to whip a couple of books away. Hands are going to come into heart center. Take your inhale breath to lift and lengthen. Use your exhale breath to see if you can start to hinge the body forwards from the hips, folding forwards from the hips, and that is going to intensify what's happening here at the hip joint. It might be too much. If it's too much, you come back to sitting straight upright. If you've got it, you're going to use every inhale to lengthen. Every exhale to start to fold the body forwards. So bringing the body forwards over that leg. We're going to hold it here for 2 more breaths. So hold it in a place that you can sustain rather than being in a place that's dead uncomfortable. Last breath here. Nice. Draw yourself back up to sit. You're going to use both hands, support that leg, lift the foot up off the books or the brick, and let the foot come back down to the floor. You might need a bit of a wiggle, a bit of a stretch through the ankles or the feet here if you want to. Just take whatever you need in between these shapes. And then when you're ready, we'll do the same shape on the other side. So we're going to start by lifting up the left knee. See if you can do it no hands. Use the power that we've built up in the core to lift that left knee. Pull your toes hard back towards your knee. There you go, I can show you what it looks like. So your toes are flexed. And then you're going to put the little toe side of your foot down straight onto the illustration of Dracula's face, onto that top book, or on your yoga brick if that's what you're working with. Let your left knee fall out to the side. It's probably going to your right foot, stays where it is, and you're flexing your toes. Again, see how this feels. If you need to take a couple of books away, you can. If you need to intensify things, you've always got this option of lifting the foot up onto the front of the thigh. And again, you can see tightness in the outside of the hip or at the knee is going to lift that left knee, and you're thinking, soften it down and away. You're not pressing, you're just allowing it to fall in the direction that it wants to go in. Keep the toes switched on. Wherever you are, I'm going to stay here. Wherever you are, you might bring hands to heart center and see how it feels to add in that forward fold. And inhale to lift. And exhale to begin to hinge forwards. Only come little bit by little bit. Hinge forwards with your out breath. We're going to take a last breath here. Nice. Draw yourself back up through center. Support your left knee coming up and in. Allow your left foot to find the floor. Maybe a bit of a wiggle, a bit of a shimmy or a shake, whatever you need. If you need to grab a drink of water, you can. Our last posture before we come into our relaxation. Well, we've got one more afterwards, but it's a relaxing one. Before we come into our relaxation is going to be our strongest core posture. Built up to it, we've got the kind of fire ready to hold ourselves nice and strongly. So for this one, you're going to leave the books where they are. You're going to come right up onto the edge of your chair as much as you can, and you're going to bring both heels, stack of books is a bit wobbly, both heels onto your stack of books. Once the feet are on there, it should feel steady. The weight of the feet is going to make that sturdy. And then we'll just see how it feels to move through the toes. You're going to point the toes down, lengthen through the front of the feet. You're going to lift the toes up towards the ceiling. Notice how the muscles in the backs of the legs switch on. We'll do that one more time. Point the toes down, lengthen through the fronts of the feet. And then lift the toes up towards the ceiling. Feel the muscles in the back of the leg activate and switch on. You're going to keep this. Toes pulling up towards the ceiling. Muscles in the backs of the legs are strong. When you feel ready, you're going to reach the arms out in front of you. So as if you are holding a box between your hands, you're going to reach them out, and the box is exactly the same width as your shoulders. So you're holding hands out in front of you, palms of the hands face in, toes still active. Don't forget your toes are still switched on. You're going to inhale to lean up, lift up, lengthen up. And as you exhale, pull the belly in and lean your body back with a straight back until your back body just very gently touches the chair, but you're not putting any weight through the chair. You're keeping this leaning back sensation. This is our chair boat pose. So our version of boat pose in a chair. It's a strong core posture. Keep pulling the belly in, brushing the back body against the back of the chair, but not leaning back against it. if you feel strong here. Your choice, you could stay here or you could add on. Lift the left heel, hover it away from the books. If you've got a little bit more, extend the left leg out, flex the toes. Pull the belly in, bring the left leg back. Left heel finds the books. We'll do the same on the other side. If you're feeling strong, right heel up and away from the books. Pull the belly in, lean back. And then if you've got it, extending out, pressing out through the right heel, straightening out the right leg. Bring it back. Right heel finds the books. Nice. We'll do it one more time. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Take that box directly over your head as much as you can. Pull the belly in, lean back. The back body brushing the back of the chair, but no weight on the chair. You're going to hover the left heel. It's a bit of a challenge. Keep the toes flexed. See if you can straighten out the left leg. Draw it back. Strong control. Last time. Right toes are lifted. Lift the right heel. If you're interested, straighten out the right leg. Nice. Bring it back. Float the arms down by the sides. Let the feet go soft. Support the backs of the knees. Bring the feet onto the floor. You can leave your stack of books there if you want to, or you can just scooch them out of your way so that you've got a bit of space in front of you. We're going to take the body in the opposite direction just to let it unwind briefly before we come into our relaxation. So when you're ready, bring the arms up and overhead, breathing in. And then fold it forwards, breathing out. Let the lower back be long, the middle back be long. If you can, let the crown of the head hang down towards the floor. Allow the body to go soft here. Allow your face to go soft here. Maybe you can feel the belly against the thighs, and that helps to notice the breath. On your breathing in, you can feel the belly expand against the tops of the thighs. As you're breathing out, you can notice it pull away. We're taking one more breath here. And then when you're ready, use the hands to walk your hands back up the legs, bringing yourself back to upright. The hands will walk in up the thighs. The head and shoulders are going to roll up at the last moment. And we're going to spend a few more moments sitting here for our final relaxation. If you're a person who is likely to get cold, you are welcome to get yourself a blanket now. I often feel cold at the end of my yoga class, but also I've got this big heavy blanket and it just feels, the weight of it just feels really nice over my legs. It's really relaxing to have that kind of heaviness. So if you want that heaviness, you're welcome to it. You might tuck your feet in a little bit, that might feel good. And then from here, you can shuffle back in your chair. So we've been sitting sort of in the middle of the chair or on the edge of the chair. You can shuffle back in your chair and let your back find the back of the chair. Let the back body feel supported and soft there. Hands can rest in your lap if that feels comfortable. Or they might hang down by your sides, or they might rest on the arms of the chair if you've got arms on the chair. And we're just going to start to soften things. So you might choose straight away to close the eyes if that feels comfortable. You're going to soften your feet and your legs, releasing any tension from your knees and your hips. Releasing any tension from the back of the hips, the lower back, the middle of your back, your upper back and shoulders. Releasing any tension from your belly, your chest, letting the breath flow easily into and out of that space. Relax your hands. Relax your wrists. Both arms soft and heavy. Both shoulders soft and relaxed. Soften your neck. All the muscles on the back of the head. Your jaw. The temples. The forehead. The muscles of the face. Feel your whole body at ease and relaxed here. And then when you feel ready, you're going to bring one hand and then the other hand to rest over the heart. Feel the warmth of the hands against the body. Feel the heat of them. Maybe you're giving the chest a little stroke with the fingertips. Allowing these hands against the body to feel like a really soothing, comforting presence. Feel the hands warm against the chest. If they aren't warm, see if you can send some heat there by breathing into that space. Take all of this warmth from the chest, all of this soothing, comforting sensation, and draw the hands gently over the eyes. So the palms of the hands are going to cover the eyes, bringing you into a soft, warm darkness. You'll blink the eyes open into that darkness behind your hands. Pause here. And in your own time, when you feel ready, you're going to let the hands travel down the face, massaging the temples, massaging the forehead, really enjoying that warm, comforting weight of the hands, massaging past the jaw, the space behind and below the ears, the face, the cheeks, really finding places that feel good. Come down the sides of the neck with the fingers. And then eventually the hands are going to return back to the heart. You might choose to keep the eyes open here, or you might close them for one final breath. Big breath in through your nose. Have a sigh through your mouth. Thank you so much for joining me in this chair practice. I really hope that you've enjoyed moving your bodies and that you've hoped that you've enjoyed finding this awareness in your body. I hope I'll see you again on one of these practices very soon. You have a lovely, lovely day. Thank you so much, guys.